Hello, everybody. This is Sara, psychic medium, and this is the weekly predictions and psychic astrology for the week of the 24th of August to the 31st, 2020. I just want to apologise to everybody for not being around very much. The last week I actually had a back injury and have been unable to do very much at all. So things have slightly slowed down. Also, it is so hot here in Spain. It just takes all the energy out of you. I hope that you've all been enjoying the artwork that I've been putting together. Again, that's slightly been put on hold this week, but I'm really looking forward to, and I'm being really positive and on it next week. Where I can continue on and get something done, because probably from next week things are probably going to start cooling down, even if it is a few degrees, which makes such a difference here in Spain. I know I'm actually saying that it's been like this in a lot of countries, hasn't it? So it's not just me suffering, and I'm not willing away the sunshine, but where I am at the moment it is sunny most of the time, so hey ho, exciting. So if you enjoy this vlog, then do go to my website, go and check it out. Please share, like and subscribe. The website is www.saraperrypsychic.com. You can get all the details you may wish for a private reading or therapy session, and also check out some of the workshops that are on offer too. I will be doing some taster workshops very soon here in Spain, so maybe not for those who don't want to travel right now, but anybody who is listening in the vicinity, then do get in contact with me about these things, or follow me on Facebook and check out all the posts. Oh, I've just looked at the clock and it's 11:11. Oh my God, a sign. I already saw 10:10. Who's been seeing the numbers lately? Yesterday it was constant, the double numbers, the angel numbers. If you have been seeing those, then it is a sign you are on the right track. The angels are with you. Okay, so anybody who's been looking for guidance and has been looking for some kind of breakthrough, know that that is a sign that you are being heard and things are moving. And also to keep that trust and faith right now, and for the last, God, I don't know how many months this has been an issue. You know, we've all been thrown around left, right and centre. I mean, anyone in the UK hasn't got an absolute foggiest what's going on with this pandemic. You know, when do we wear masks? When do we not? So, I mean, over here it's all changed again with the smoking issue, which some of it kind of makes sense, but it doesn't when you live in the same house. So it's all a little bit topsy-turvy right now. And I'm going to say there's going to be more, because I feel like everybody has to get entangled. The whole world ends up in knots. Like, everybody's been doing some knitting and all the balls have been completely got messed up somehow, or a cat has been playing with all the different colours and mixing them all up, and everybody's just in a real jumble. And the more plans that are being made on a governmental from a governmental aspect seem to be causing either delays or more speculation or more confusion. I feel like nothing is set in stone, but I will say I am picking up on more lockdowns. I know there's been odd lockdowns in England where things are rising, numbers are rising of different cases. I will say that things are more under control than they have been. So if anything locks down again, I feel like it'll be a short, sharp spurt. I'm still getting October the 6th, which is important. There has been rumblings around here of September the 18th, but also that this was a hoax. If something is put out there and something is heard about, or, you know, someone has picked up on something from a person of importance, there is talk. So don't throw anything away at this point. Get yourself prepared. Don't go out and buy loads of toilet roll, because that would be ridiculous. We've already been there and we've already seen what chaos that causes. Just learn from what has happened. Start using the time. If you do find yourself in a place where suddenly everything becomes more restricted again, which is likely to happen after the summer season, the reason this has all been going on, everyone's been able to be free, is to help the economy, okay? But don't be surprised if suddenly the desperate measures start coming back into place. So learn from it. Get ready, have a course to do, something to study, think about your life, what you would like it to be next year. I feel like there's going to be lots of opportunities presenting next year. And for those that have done their homework and have been putting the time in for themselves and learning about what they really truly want and desire, that these doors are going to be literally sitting open for you. I'm seeing 6 particular doors, and I don't know if this is for one person or it's like 6 doors of opportunity. But I do feel this is to do with, again, governmental issues, things changing. I'm seeing that something is going to alter with the pension scheme later on this year, around November, December. Now, this could be that some private pensions are going to pay out more, giving people an opportunity to collect on their winnings. That's what it feels like. I'm getting kind of 3 or 30,000, something like that, for some people, where they can cash in or they can sell. I'm getting also selling houses back to big companies or banks, where they can get something back on their investment and then they can make a move, because I'm getting that people are going to start moving. They're either moving inland or they're moving countries. They're going where they feel it's safe or they have more freedom, because that is what people are looking for. Now, the Uranus aspect is still in play, which is causing a lot of outbursts, this feeling of people suddenly just doing crazy things again, of just feeling more locked down than usual. And I know myself, I have been experiencing that, it's that sense of I just want to go away. Or, I'm in Spain, I'm in the holiday place, but it's that feeling of like I want to get out of where I am just for a week, just to experience something different. So imagine you are stuck in a bubble right now, and the air is starting to disappear, and you're unable to, every minute the breath is getting shorter and shorter, and it's that feeling of I just got to break out because I have to survive, I have to save myself, kind of thing. And the downside of this is acting too quickly or forcing things to happen too quickly. So just be aware of that. Keep yourself as grounded as possible. I was criticised not so long ago during a private session later on for some feedback, that I talked about grounding too much. But actually, it's really, really important, because if and this particular person actually needed it because they were just all over the place. If your mind is scattered and it is just flying off in every direction and orifice, then this is a sign to stop, be still, and go and sit somewhere in a field. Just connect with nature. Just start looking at what's around you. Just close your eyes for a minute and just breathe. Focus on the breath, and then when you open your eyes, just have a look around you and start one by one taking in every little aspect of what is you can see. Can you see a particular blade of grass growing longer than another? Can you see an insect flying around? And just stare at it. Look at all the aspects of the insect. What are its wings like? How fast is it flying? Is it trying to connect with you? The more you do this, the more you are pulling yourself downwards into the ground. And I don't mean literally burying yourself, okay? So don't take it like that. But just you're pulling yourself down into a centered and more focused position so that you can see from a wider perspective, okay? It's like peripheral vision. Be like a fly. Flies can see everywhere. And when you can see that side of things and you can sort of see where the ground is laying, you can then make some conscious decisions and make things start moving. Now, yesterday I experienced a feeling of, oh my God, everything was really intense and everything was everywhere. So I focused on something that needs to be cleared. And this is what I would say to you, is take something that's bothering you and it's just it's unsettled. Maybe it's some financial stuff. You need to do your paperwork. Yeah. Maybe you've got to just sort out some stuff for an accountant, or maybe you need to go and sort out some paperwork that's been sat on a desk for ages, like some posts, and you haven't answered messages. Maybe there's just a jumble of junk in your email box, that kind of thing. Or there's some clearing up that needs to be done in a cupboard and you've just thrown everything in for a while, or you haven't put all the washing away. It could be something really simple. Okay, you just need to clear up because the house hasn't been looked at for a while because you've been so caught up with other things. Go and do that. Take that time to do that one thing, because I feel like that's probably the thing that is blocking everything else. And it's just causing all the other things to become more chaotic. And once you've done that one thing, you'll find that everything else is probably less a big deal. It's very much like putting on a show. When I used to produce and direct shows, there you go, there's a bit of my past coming out. And you'd be rehearsing, everything's going really, really well, and then just before you put this performance on, everything is just chaotic. People, you do a practice with costumes, and the costumes are everywhere and things are falling off, and suddenly you add props and they're dropping everything. It's like doing a dance routine and using canes or hats and not actually using them from the beginning, and the moment you introduce them, all the choreography and practice goes out the window. So for a while everything is out of sync because you've introduced something new, and then just before the final performance everything comes together because you focus on the things that aren't working. Okay, so you'd focus on the props and the costume and getting those right and taking it just a little bit, one step at a time, slowly. Now at the moment new things are being introduced, like we're talking about with the government, and new changes, like in England, I spoke to my mum the other day and she was saying, oh my God, it's so awful wearing a mask in a shop. And I was like, well, you want to be here, you have to wear them all the time. That's completely different in like 100 degrees heat. And, these changes that are coming in are causing people, each time, it's that sense of being unsettled. When we came out of lockdown here in Spain, each stage caused another bit of fear because it was different. We'd got used to something. So look at these changes that you're making, that anything that's coming in, or people making changes in your work life, your relationship, things that are happening. See them as a positive thing. They're coming in to push you forwards, and they're coming on, to help you progress. But something, you're being shown clearly something needs to be changed. If you've been asking for change, then the universe is offering it to you and saying, right, well, this is, this might seem like an obstacle right now. It might feel a bit weird, but actually this is what has got to happen. You need to face this fear. You have to stand up for yourself, or you have to clear this issue, like your accounts or whatever. Once you've cleared that, then you can move forwards, okay? So look at all these little obstacles as a way of moving forwards. I hope I'm making sense, because I think I've kind of diverted a little bit. Anyway, let's move on to houses, house prices. Some of them are lowering. Suddenly I'm seeing a massive drop happening again by November. Everyone kind of rushing away. You've got this whole set of people rushing away somewhere else abroad or back home or wherever, and just panicking like the toilet rolls and going, I've got to sell my property. And suddenly all these properties are going to be up for sale. Now, I don't think that they're going to be bought. There will be some people that would just buy them up and go, yeah, thank you very much, because they're already watching from the sidelines. But I feel like it could be the struggle to sell them, because everyone's trying to sell. The buyers haven't really got the money to buy them, so that's where the prices will lower, and you could be looking at 50,000 going way down. But what I want to remind everyone, because everyone's focus is going to be on the money right now, is the money isn't going to bring you the happiness. It's what you do that will bring the money. Okay, so. And also with houses, they're only worth what they're worth. If every single house price goes down, then everyone's is worthless. So it's whatever the market is. So don't forget about what you put in, all right? Forget about all of that. But if you are thinking of selling because of something, or you suddenly get like really freaked out because something, I just see something on the media, television coming up and going, and this has happened. I'm getting some link with Russia as well, but I don't know where that's coming from. But, something will happen, have like a knock-on effect, and then there'll be, I don't know, one town or one district or one country where something will drop, and that's where everyone's panicking. And it could be where there's talk of lockdown, I mean, look what happened with France, Everyone's like rushing, quick, change my flight. I mean, that was crazy. That was absolutely nuts. But, it does cause people to panic. There could be, what Spirit is saying is that there are other ways, First of all, stop, address the long-term situation, think about what you can do with what you have, rather than just suddenly selling. Where the prices come down, they will eventually go back up. So if you can survive, then maybe it's a case of just going with the flow. I feel like kind of February, March next year, things are going to alter again. But there's a lot of empty spaces happening. I'm just seeing all these things suddenly freeing up, and people trying to get people to rent, and, and just take in the spaces to try and bring something back. There's going to be like a small, what I call small space for people to kind of get things sold as well, because it's going to be no different here than everyone trying to get their residency before Brexit. And incidentally, that's going to start picking up again. Once this is all cleared, that will come back in again. So don't rest on your laurels, guys. This never changes. There's always going to be some kind of pandemic, whether it be an illness or it's going to be a governmental thing. There's two sides up above. And again, I'm getting Russia somehow. And I haven't got Trump in my looking at me, but that might just be his hairstyle. But there's another guy, now I don't know if this is the Russian guy because I'm really not that big on politics, I don't really take that much notice, but he's quite a smallish guy with very dark hair, and it's very fixed and neat, not like Trump's, and they're kind of at loggerheads. There seems to be a disagreement coming in about something that they've agreed in their country, and I feel like everyone's going to try and match each other so that we can clear and put an end to something. Now I'm getting China coming in here as well, but we know that's where we kind of think it began. I'm not going to start saying what I believe and what I don't believe with this, because I just think it's just, there's so many hearsays right now, but I'm just telling you what I'm getting from Spirit. And I just see this kind of junction happening where everything suddenly stops for like 3 weeks, and it's like everyone's running. So they show me like these crowds all running to the gates, and they're all ready to go through, and then suddenly someone shuts the gates and go, hang on a minute, hold fire, we've come to a stalemate. You know, a little bit like when the jury go out to court, you know, to decide the decision, the final decision, and everyone's suddenly waiting there, and then it's like, the wait goes on, and the clock's ticking, and then it's like, well, are you going to open the gates or you're not? And then it's kind of everything recedes again. It's very odd what I'm seeing. I don't see, you know, I'm just getting pictures and weird messages coming in and riddles, so apologies for that. But I'm getting this sense that fate is going to push people to let go of, almost be ready to surrender enough to have what they want. So it's like surrendering the thing that you focus on the most, which could be the thing that's your biggest block, that you feel is the ultimate, you think is the thing that's going to define you. The necessity to surrender that one thing that is maybe holding things together in your eyes, the glue, to have the passion, to have the fulfillment. It's like people are coming to that last door, which is completely locked. The key is a completely different shape than the last lock, but it's hidden somewhere, and you haven't got any clues as to where. You've just got this door, and it's like, what do I do with it? So it's getting to a point now where people are getting pushed to their ultimate limits. I'm seeing people in the stock markets grabbing hold of money that is just falling away. I'm getting some kind of shares situation dropping and changing direction, and suddenly all these people trying to grapple back what they put in. But what they did was, and this is a little bit like going to those locked gates, everyone rushing to it, like running for that one thing in at Christmas, you know, that one toy, and then getting there and the doors are shut because they've run out, or realising that actually there's another better toy and you put all your money into that and you couldn't really, you know, it's not that great after all, or buying 1,000 of these toys so you can resell them and then realising that they're worthless because it was a hoax, you know. So it's like, I get the sense, I'm getting a guy as well with a bald head, big guy, who is to do with the money markets and media, and him, I don't know if he's doing some kind of interview, or he's put in money, or he's had some losses. I'm also getting something to do with football teams as well, and investments in there. And I do get the sense that with one club, something has, I'm getting the word embezzlement, or some kind of money has gone missing, and there isn't as much, or there's something that it wasn't as big as it was, the payout wasn't as big, or they didn't have as much financial security as they first thought. Now, so fate is pushing everyone to let go, and I'm seeing this almighty collision happening. This morning when I was doing my walk with the dog, I got a sound like, and I don't want to freak anyone out, but it was like a missile, you know, it's kind of like, woo, like that coming past. But I don't think it's that, but it's like sudden whoosh, you know, coming from nowhere, this big noise, and then boff. So remember this, write notes or whatever, because generally I put all this out there and then I don't remember anyway. So whether it comes to pass or not, I don't really check because it's just gone back out of my head. There's a big change of pattern needed in the world to get what we want. Now, I do see more communication happening this week, especially around going back to house sales again. If something has been on hold for a while, and I'm getting for some people out there that there's been no news, and suddenly there's some news, and I'm getting around the 28th of this month. It could be the 28th of September. Don't quote me, but it feels like it's coming, that suddenly something slides away and there you are, you're free to move forward, which is great. There's more communication, but some of you might hear something that you don't want to hear, or you think, I don't know, I'm getting that sense of being played, or somebody hasn't been doing their job properly. Okay. Be loyal to yourself. If that means stepping up and walking away from something, again, surrendering on something you've been focusing on a long time, even if you've been doing it for the last 6 months or 6 years, sometimes this is a sign to say no. You've been given the truth. Someone is voicing that truth to you, and they're saying it so clearly that that's your sign, and if you've been asking for a sign, that is it. There's new beginnings coming, okay? New beginnings are still happening, but the signs are coming thick and fast so that we can sow the seeds and we can make things grow, okay? We can start building this new world, this new way of life and new way of being. There's going to be more inspiration coming, and I'm seeing people who again have had a little bit of a block for a while, suddenly all this stuff churning out. And I'm just getting a lot of phone calls and things starting up. Everything's going to start moving forwards, communication-wise, people taking back control who have been victimised or have lost their standing through unjustified means. That's what the Spirit is saying, that some bubbles will be burst without their say-so. It will be out of their control. But the timing is coming into play for all the armies to gear up and to be ready for the starting, for the start to begin. We're all being manoeuvred in exactly the right way. So even though things aren't moving maybe as fast as you like, or you still feel like you're just stumbling. I mean, even I said last night, I went, oh, for God's sake, when is it my turn? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, this is just boring now, especially with this back thing. But the back thing for me was about readjusting as well, looking at how much energy I was putting in and actually taking time out, For those of you who work for yourself, you understand that, you don't get sick pay. You have to just keep going. The thing that was such a big learning, it was like the thing that I loved the most was kind of taken away. So it's like, well, for me, the message was balance things out. And this is what I'd say to other people. Don't try and force stuff. Don't push stuff too hard. Just allow the flow in and trust when it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's very easy to create timing in our head and to define things too much, and structure things too much. And actually, that's what creates the blocks, the planning, the careful planning. Yes, have a kind of plan. Put something out there, see what happens. But be adaptable, be flexible to the plan so that you can reintroduce new things. You can bring in new ideas and inspirations, because when you put something out, it's constantly growing. If you're a teacher or you do workshops and stuff like that, it's constant transformation. Every time I do a workshop, I learn something new to add to the workshop next time. I learn by the people that I'm mixing with. One of the reasons for doing the workshops is to understand the purpose, to understand the path, to get to know more people, what they want, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that this has helped you in general, guys. I'm going to have a look at the individual horoscopes very, very quickly. We'll just delve in for the week and see what's happening. But again, if you would like a private reading, just go to my website, www.saraperrypsychic.co.uk or .com. Check out my art site, spiritandart.co.uk. If you'd like a private commission, I'm now doing past life soul journey paintings for people. This is their soul creations, connecting with you on a higher frequency, on with your energies. And you know, to create a piece of work that will enhance your, and you know, your vibrations, will lift your frequencies and heal your space and yourself, offer healing and, you know, good vibrations, guys. So if you want to listen to the, you know, if you want to listen to the horoscopes after this, then do just click on the next video and they'll all be time stamped for you. Yay! Because I know you missed that, but they're just going to be little quick looks, okay? And again, do check out the website. And please like, share and subscribe. Please, please, please. And I shall speak to you all soon. Bye for now.